All right, guys, we're back. Treadmill Talks. In this episode, we're going to talk about why money, finances, wealth, why these things hurt your results with women. They don't improve your results. I know that's very counter to what you hear online these days in 2026, but I promise you, when you accumulate money, you're gonna have to take one step back to take two steps forward. Let's begin. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, share the content, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna harp too long. Let's grow the channel. Share it with somebody that you might know that might benefit from this information. And the usual stuff. So, money. Apologies if I sound a bit like stuffy. I've been getting over a cold this week. It's kind of been bothering me, and I've been sleeping like total shit too, but the show must go on. Why money and finances hurt your results with women? Okay, this one has a lot of layers to it, okay? So we're gonna have to make sure you watch the whole video because you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about unless you watch the whole thing. So at the beginning, when you first start dating, usually we're all broke as guys. Most of us aren't born into wealth, right? We're kind of born broke, but we still want to, get them sugar walls, We still want to feel that intimacy, right? And we have to learn how to do, for most of us, we have to learn how to do that without money. So we have to work on our social skills, our mouthpieces, our game, our comedy. We have to learn how to attract women without money, right? Very important. Now, a lot of people, like we were talking about in that last video, they go on a few dates, they research this stuff, and then they actually don't try or they give up learning how to interact with women without the money, right? Because in 2026, it's all perpetuated that you have to have money. Now, but I promise you, you're gonna know, you probably know or you see online or you don't see it. There are multi-billionaires, multi-millionaires out there that don't get women at all. They just get their targets, they get used for their money. Just all money does is just make you a bigger target, right? That's all it does. It makes you question why people are trying to interact with you. It makes you use it as a crutch to get dates, but then you never know if they're there for you or not, right? So, let's go back to the beginning. So you don't have any money. Then you look at all this internet culture stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you need to be a millionaire. Money is the be all end all of attraction, etc." Now, we already know that women, for the most part, view you in two types of categories, right? The lover and the provider, or the alpha and the beta bucks alpha seed, right? You get the two frames that a woman views you in. Now, if you decide to go the money route, and I'm gonna build wealth before I start dating, you are basically telling the girl right off the bat that you are the beta provider right away, because you did not accumulate the skills necessary to learn how to be the broke banjo alpha player that is just there to lay pipe. You didn't do the first part. You're trying to skip, for some reason guys are like this. You skipped the first part of learning game, and you're trying to I don't know why guys do this, but you're trying to bypass the entire process of being a sociable guy, and you're trying to just jump straight to money. Actually, I know why you guys do that shit. Because it's a tangible goal. It's funny enough, being wealthy and having money is actually easier for men to accomplish than learning how to socialize properly. It's such a trap, dude. You don't want to fall into that trap. My God. So, what's going to happen to you if you actually get money? There's so many things that, like, but there's so many things that go on when you have money that you're not going to understand what's going on unless you try to socialize with women before you get the money. For example, when you actually get the money, you now have the ability to just do more fun things, like just in general, which is a good thing. That's actually a good reason to have money. Now, let's say, for example, you want to go to a show of some sort. Like just the other week I went to Excision in Tacoma. 2 tickets and a hotel. It was like $700 US, right? It wasn't cheap for like a 1-day show in a 1-night hotel. $700 US for 2 people. Now, let's say you even do your due diligence and you took a girl for the first date or 2 for like coffee, nothing crazy, right? You're not buying her $300 dinners on the first day. None of that nonsense. You know the protocol, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you take her to this show on the 3rd or 4th date. Let's say you guys have already slept together. Dude, here's the craziest thing. Okay, I got a perfect, this just happened to me last year. Here's the perfect example for you. When a woman thinks you're broke, she will do things dude, it's the craziest reframe. She will do things in the bedroom with you that are not ladylike, let's say, okay? Like, you can make videos, you can film. She'll do nasty things, man. She will threesomes, whatever. Like, dude, if she thinks you're broke. As soon as she finds out that you have money, it's like this switch goes off in her. I swear to God, it's literally a light switch. A switch goes off in her brain where this is actually women's own worst enemy. A switch goes off in their brain and it's like, oh, this guy is actually one of the, dude, it's so fucked. It's so fucked. This guy is actually one of the ones where I can settle down with long term. Then when she realizes that, because you took her on that show, she's like, oh damn, he paid for a $700 show and it didn't seem to affect him that much. He didn't ask for half the money, right? Now all of a sudden, she's gonna be more conservative. She's gonna do what she thinks you want her to do, which, funny enough, is like not the dirty stuff in the bedroom. She's gonna be more cautious about making homemade videos. She's gonna be more cautious about sending you pics of her in like lingerie and stuff. Like everything that she did to kind of like get you, because you guys were just having fun together, as soon as her brain has linked you to money or like the potential provider guy, dude, watch the entire dynamic of the relationship change. It's fucking fascinating. It's fascinating. You can even draw attention to it. You can tell them about it and they'll still do it. Okay, if this has happened to you, leave a comment in the comments below. Because I don't think guys understand this shit, dude. Like, so that's like if you've already slept together. What do you think happens if you haven't? Dude, it's gotten so bad. Like women, dude, see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's always been like that or not. This is kind of a new thing for me. Not because I'm like particularly wealthy, but you know, I own my own home and I can afford nice trips. I'm like a generic middle class type of guy, right? But apparently, a generic middle class type of guy is actually quite a high bar these days. Now, here's the thing. A high bar in the beta category, not a high bar in the alpha category. So guys that are watching this right now, you might be like, oh, so if I just own my own house and you know, pay my bills and I'm self-sufficient, that means I can get a woman. Oh, you can. Oh, you can, sir. But she is with you for the wrong reasons, brother. She is with you for the beta category. She will never do threesomes with you. She will never want to put her mouth on your pee-pee. She will never want to do all those nasty things. She won't be adventurous. When she frames you as that guy, all of a sudden she's never had sex before. She's never partied before. She's never had, the girls know how to play the game. She's never had one night stands before. Brother, never, ever, ever, ever let a woman know that you have money. I promise you, dude. I promise you. It's like, now, this advice that I'm talking about is for the normal guy. Not for the guys that have like 7 Bugattis and like 5 jets. I don't think those guys, a lot of content that you see about like those top men, that shit's not relatable to us. Because like, if they, okay, the reason why money works at that level, okay, let me take a step back here. Why does it seem like money works when you're looking at like the top G's and they have like 1 million bitches with them? And why does it seem like those girls aren't there for the money? Well, they are and they aren't, but let me explain. The reason why that works at that level is because of social proof, not because of the money. So it's like they have like their own flywheel and positivity loop that self-feeds itself. So like if they have like a private jet and Bugattis and stuff, and then if they get 2 or 3 sugar babies and they pay for everything, sure, the first 2 or 3 sugar babies that they have will be there for the money. They won't be there for the attraction, right? But the other women don't know that on social media. So the guy has like 3 or 4 sugar babies. He posts pictures with them constantly. That makes all the other women in the vicinity have FOMO, jealousy, social proof, mate choice copying, all that stuff. And then those ones actually have, I wouldn't call it genuine. It is genuine. It's a toxic, genuine attraction. And then he gets those, this is like the Dan Bilzerian method, right? He gets those girls, like the second wave of them, to come and then sleep with them. Those ones do have that toxic, genuine attraction, right? Then the next wave comes, then the next wave comes. Then the next wave comes. And then eventually over time, he doesn't have to pay for those 3 initial sugar babies anymore. Now he just has a flywheel and a constant rotation of women coming in and out based off of social proof. For us mere mortals, that doesn't work that way, okay? For us mere mortals that can't afford a mansion and parties with hundreds of women, this is a channel for us normal guys, okay? For us normal men who meet women when we're out and about, maybe on dating apps and stuff, never, ever, ever let them know that you have money. Never. And you can even test it yourself. Anyway, let's go back to, let's say you have money and you haven't even started dating or sleeping with the girl yet. Let's say, this is the worst. Let's say your social circle knows that you have money. Now you got an even bigger problem. Because when you're out and about in your social circle and they talk about you when you're not around, and they're like, oh yeah, he's super wealthy, or like he has a lot of money or whatever. Now a girl that is adjacent to your social circle will actually come and approach you, and it seems wonderful. You have no idea if she is there for the money or for you. No idea. You'll never know. So if you display wealth, so here's the key. You want to display generosity, but you don't want to display wealth. It's 2 different things. Displaying generosity is like paying for dinner for here's an example. Displaying wealth is when you pay for every meal all the time. And then they get used to you paying for everything all the time. That's displaying wealth. That's beta behavior. Displaying generosity is saying, once in a blue moon, hey guys, I want to celebrate, make up some random achievement. I want to celebrate the new year together. Something simple. And then you pay for the whole table for that one event. And you don't tell people that you're gonna pay for the dinner before you actually create the event. So that you know all those people are there because they enjoy your company. Then you reward them with the meal that you paid for. And you don't talk about it. You don't draw attention to it. You just say, I got this one this time, guys. That's it. You do not display wealth. Don't do it. Don't do it. This topic in particular fascinates me a lot because I just kind of recently went through this last year. This last year I paid off my mortgage. And if any of you guys watch the Dave Ramsey channel, he says once you pay off your mortgage, you want to start being generous towards people and your friends. And which I agree, I like that. Like I like being generous to people that I care about, right? But when Dave Ramsey gives that advice, he's giving that advice through the lens of a married man, not through the lens of a single man. That's a big problem. You got to be really, really conscious of how you are generous when you're a single man, because it will just backfire. You'll be a target. You will be. If you're generous as a married man, you're not really a target. If anything, you being generous towards others while you're married probably makes your woman feel good that she's with a man that's like that. After, not before. If you're single, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. Now, let's say you take her, I mean, this is kind of the obvious one, but let's say you display wealth before you guys have slept together, one of the biggest mistakes that you can have when you have money. Because again, she's not gonna be the kinky, and here's the other problem. Here's a massive problem. First of all, she's not gonna be the kinky freak in the sheets that you want. Second of all, this part you have to be very perceptive, and you have to kind of understand social cues. But if she knows that you're wealthy before you sleep together, she will tailor her behavior in real time on the fly in order to say and do what she thinks you want to hear. Now, that's not the same thing as being in your frame. It's very different. There's being in your frame, and then there's manipulating you to get an outcome. Thinking she's in your frame, which means if she can manipulate you into thinking she's in your frame, that means you're a beta. That means she's got you. The main things that she will lie about is her social life, where she goes on the weekends. Her past is the biggest one. Here's the case, so let's back up for a second. Remember how I was saying a girl will view you in two categories, alpha and beta, the fun guy and the money guy? She will only tell the truth to the fun guy, the alpha guy. She will only tell the truth because she has deemed that guy as not husband material, not future material. She has nothing to lose by being honest with him about her past. Guys, this is key. This might be one of the most important things you ever learn about women and dating. One of the most important things. You need to approach them as if you're a broke banjo player that has no money and you're just the fun guy. Even if you don't sleep with them for like 3 or 4 dates, your only goal is to portray yourself as such and collect information and data about that girl before, if you are wealthy, before she has categorized you as husband material. You don't worry about the sex. Don't worry about it. Collect the data. So what you want to do before the money thing even comes up, what you want to do is you want to start talking about the one night stands that you've had. You want to start talking about the parties that you've had with you and your boys. You want to make it seem that you're very non-judgmental, and you want to make it seem like that's just normal. Like, oh yeah, I have a bunch of sex tapes with my friends. It's not a big deal. Like, you want to make everything seem, maybe don't say that, I just made that up, but you want to make it seem like nothing is a big deal. It's so key. It's so key. Nothing is a big deal. Then she will say, oh yeah, I slept with 3 guys in the same night. I had this threesome with 2 dudes. I did this, I did this, I did this. Because she will say those things because she thinks you're the fun guy, and she thinks that you will engage with her in such a manner eventually, or you already have, etc. You always approach women like you're a broke banjo player. Brother. Okay, here's the last thing about this video. When you actually, let's say you don't have these skills at all, and you come into money, The biggest problem with that approach is you don't actually know and you haven't experienced genuine desire. So let's say you're like an incel type dude and you hit like 30 years old and you're already a virgin, but you hit it big in like San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and now you're like a multi-millionaire, something like that. Now, what you're gonna do is you're going to use the money as a crutch. Basically, you have no game at all. You approach women more as a transaction rather than like humans to have fun with. And women are okay with doing that. They're okay with transactions if the purchase price is high enough. All women are. Don't mistake yourself. That's why the private jet and the Bugatti thing work, right? Work. So if you're an incel type dude and you're like, yo, let's fly on my private jet to Hawaii and spend a week together. The only reason she's there is not because of you, but because you paid for her time, which she will do that. You just paid for her time. And even if she sleeps with you, let's say she does, for example, you will never know that type of sex, the transactional sex, is not normal. That's like just the hooker would have been cheaper, or buying a prostitute would have been cheaper and save you a lot more time. But you don't know that. You don't know what it's like to have a woman give you her sexual access for free just because she likes you. And and it's funny, there's also the other double-edged sword where even if you do have game, this is the part where I talked about in the beginning, take one step back to take two steps forward. Even if you spent your entire life having game, and you eventually do come into money, you think like you're better than the other rich guys. I actually do have game. To a certain degree you do, and you can kind of tell. But you're gonna notice things when you go on dates with these girls that something feels off. They're like not giving you sexual access as fast as they used to. Like, they want to know what the plan is before they go out with you, before they never gave a shit. There's little subtle things that you're like, this doesn't feel like it used to 10 years ago when I was broke. And trust your gut. Listen to your gut. Your brain and your gut know what's going on. Then if you sleep with one of these girls, it's not gonna feel the same, dude. It's not. And you're gonna be like, I don't know if she was into that. I don't even know if I was into that. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I'll tell you what's going on. It's the damn money. And it's the damn programming of all this damn content that you watch online telling you that money is everything. For us normal people, for us normal men, boys, I promise you, please heed my advice. Listen to my advice, or you will fuck around and you will find out. If you are a man with above average means, you don't want a nice car. You don't want a nice house. You don't want to ever talk about money. You never want them to know that you even own the house. You never, ever, 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 ever want to talk about money. You never want to self-qualify with money. I promise you. Well, to be fair, even if you do all that stuff, do it with both eyes open so you see the transactional. So here's the easiest one to do, okay? I'll give you a pro tip before we close this off. Pro tip. You invited a girl out once or twice and you paid for the dinner. You said, hey, dinner's the easiest one. Trip, show, something that had a monetary value with it. Invite her to your house just to play video games, or invite her to go for a hike or a walk. Something that involves her spending time with you with nothing but a time investment on her part, not a monetary investment on your part. And when that moment comes, if she flakes, if she gives you resistance of any kind, if she asks you, if she tries to probe to be like, what are we gonna do after the hike? Or like, if she tries to find out if there's any monetary incentive for her at all whatsoever, you've lost. You've lost. If she's like, if you're like, hey, come over and play video games, and we'll order, don't even say we'll order pizza, just like, hey, wanna come over and play video games? If she tries to reschedule that with you, that's a different thing. But if she's like, no, I'm kind of busy that weekend, or I'm kind of tired, she makes an excuse not to just spend time with you, yeah, you've lost. Cut that off. You accept that the money is gone. That's key as well. When you detect toxic females and you just love yourself and accept to yourself that you made a mistake, the $500 that you spent or whatever, that's gone now. That's $500 that you spent to learn a very, very valuable lesson about yourself and about females, and be grateful to yourself that you learned that lesson before it got much worse. Okay? Cut the losses. Do not double down on the investment and the losses. Take the loss, move on, learn as you go. Find you a woman that doesn't know about your wealth, but she just wants to spend time with you because of you. We'll do another video later about how to tell her about your wealth after you've been already dating for a year or two and she has no idea, but she's actually wife material. So you want to kind of ease into it, okay? But we'll save that for the next one. I hope this video provided you guys some value. Guys, please hit the subscribe button, share it if you actually did find it valuable. Man, we're gonna have to make a lot more videos on this one because guys with money is one of the biggest issues for men right now. Anyway, guys, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you later.